questions. It was stats.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was good stuff. I enjoyed that.
You should do a poll week where it's like crashes.
Oh God.
And he's like, oh, which crash was the most spectacular for you? The one in Spa, the one at Australia, the one at Magello.
Number one is oh, cool.
What?
Sorry. Is the one in Brazil when Tim Lee got T-boned by Mosser. Or
Oh,
Mosser.
Tim.
That's the number one, dude. Absolute number one.
Oh, yeah, you should do that though. Crash, and then you just go through like the top incidents from the season. So
Maybe,
obviously you have Mosser and Tim Lee from Brazil, and then you have Nikki and Cam from Japan.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be tough for 1 and 2, but yeah, maybe I can go through and do that. Oh, we're live by the way, but go ahead.
What, Mossa at Italy?
Yeah,
I reckon that's still worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can throw in that.
Clog and C. Barry at Netherlands.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you should totally put them in. Okay, I better do the intro.
Crashes, top 10 crashes.
Let's do a top 10 list. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midwest F1 League. My name is Stat, here with my co-host Crash, and we are currently at the Great Britain Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. How are we feeling today, Crash?
Very excited. Being at Silverstone yesterday, actually, with the Tier 3 League, we had some really fun and solid racing in the wet, so I'm really looking forward to getting into these F1 cars and seeing what our Tier 1 drivers can do for today.
Definitely. So, we did have the Series 3 races in the F2s yesterday, and we would have had the Series 2 races tomorrow also be at Silverstone, but due to some technical difficulties the week before, we weren't able to complete our race at the US Grand Prix, so we had to push back the entire schedule back a week. So now the Series 2 are in Mexico tomorrow, but would have been Silverstone. So Silverstone will be next week for the Series 2 races.
Yes.
And just for people currently watching, there is a major announcement happening after the post-race interviews. So make sure to stick around for that.
Yes, very exciting stuff that's going to be happening in the Midwest F1 League. We are told that we're going to be getting one of the drivers and the main faces of this league to do the announcement for us. So we'll, at the end of when everything's said and done through the interviews, he will be in and we'll go over what is going down in the Midwest F1 League. So please stay tuned after the interviews for that stuff.
We will also mention the announcement later on in the broadcast when more people are on to watch.
Oh, JC Blackley wants me to make sure to tell you he says hi, as he is an Aussie mate.
Okay. Hello, JC.
There you go. Shout out to JC.
Stop killing me.
You know what you just did there today, Stat? You just made that guy's day.
I did.
There you go. But while we are kind of waiting for qualifying to get underway here, I will go over the reserves for today and also the driver replacements, as we have a couple of new full-time drivers in. But reserves first, and starting with Racing Point, JC is out for today and is replaced by the Best Pawns, as JC has unfortunately served a hand injury from what we've been told. So quite unfortunate stuff, and we wish him a speedy recovery so we can get him back in here, as he is one of the quicker drivers. Alfa Romeo has Enrique out today, and El Magico from the Tier 2 League stepping in for him. Renault has C. Barry out for today, and Mystic Joker, who we've been told has some real race pace, is stepping in with him alongside Cam, so watch out for those Renaults today. We may be seeing a 1-2 finish, we've been told. Cam is very well known to have some very solid pace, and Mystic Joker has been told to have amazing pace, so we may see a 1-2. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm excited to see it because we do the first one of the year. On to the full-time replacements. I've got Smokemon, who is was on the Haas has now left the league and has been replaced by Oski into the full-time spot for Haas, going alongside Noganator, who has been taking up that seat from the beginning of the year, not the start of the year, but from the beginning of the year. Monkey Mafia is back into Tier 1 after dropping down into Tier 2, and then has gotten the option to come back into Tier 1, which he has rightfully taken, and is now representing Red Bull, as unfortunately not Monkey Mafia, sorry, Racing Ginger is out for the year. So with that, Monkey Mafia will get his full-time seat back into the Tier 1 league.
But not with Ferrari this time, with the Red Bull.
With the Red Bull, yes. The Red Bull.
So as people are starting to come around in preparation for those first laps, who do we think is who do you think is your pick to take top honors here in qualifying?
Good question. I think Moster's had like a couple of poor outings. I don't want to say terrible outings, I'll just say a little bit poor outings, and he's kind of due for something a little better than what he's been showing, and I think he's going to come out and prove it here today. So I'm taking him for pole. What about you there, partner?
I've been hearing a lot of things about Mystic so far, and he was able to do quite well in the Series 2 race last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, from what people are saying, I think he's got some really good pace here. So it's just interesting to see how those rumors stack up.
Yes, I'm looking to see exactly that, if he's able to live up to this name that has been built by the other drivers in the Midwest F1 League.
Yes.
I'm on with the leader right now, Noganator, representing that 38 car of that Haas. He's been a guy that's slowly been improving in his results throughout the year. I believe getting his first top 10 finish last week, so solid stuff for him. Maybe looking to strive into the top 5, hopefully once or twice by the end of this year, which would be a great accomplishment for that Haas team.
Oh yeah. So, as per usual, Mahi has still not left the pit lane. We will not see him till the last 5 minutes, as usual. As Brian Mosser currently provisional pole, with only him and Noganator setting the first laps. Random Sirius jumps in with a 26.5. Narnell with a 27.2.
It's Heavy's the next to come over the line, but on an invalid lap. Clog now next, see if he can improve, but goes 128.446 on mediums, but still last.
Nicky with a 25.9 takes out his teammate.
Very impressive stuff, to say the least. Pork chops, so that'd be Helg. Helg coming through the final section here.
As Helg goes a 25.9 as well, beating out Nicky by 200ths. Best punts with a 26.8. Monkey Mafia with a 27.2. Bloxham comes in with a 26.8.
Noganator does not improve on his time and stays in 9th place. JC commentary picks for pole. I've got Mosser, and Stat has gone with Mystic Joker. Pork chops going out on the softs today to start. See if he can set a solid time. Has some of the most consistent race pace in the league and finds himself 9th going into the 127s. 125.916. Currently the time to beat. Pons is just slightly under his earlier time and does beat by over a quarter of a second, but not enough to gain any positions. Garris back, setting a time in the 127s, finds himself in 10th. So what do we got for predictions from the chat here? Who do we think is getting pole today? But as we got a moment here, or unless you have something to say there, Sat?
Mystic Joker is about to start his hot laps, so I don't know if you want to drive on board with him to see how he goes first up.
Sure, that on pole. We'll even take on board right on the top of his helmet, representing that pink helmet, as a lot of drivers are currently for today and will be by the end of this month for breast cancer awareness. See Barry's calling a double Renault front row.
Well, it's the either Renault set a set a lap so far.
Mystic does quickly go purple through sector 1, entering a yellow flag section here. We'll be able to clean.
Heavy was in his way, but out quickly moves himself out.
Coming through Stowe. Nope, that's not Stowe. What am I talking about? That's Cops. Into Maggots and Beckett's. The nice little slalom.
Kenny takes fastest lap with a 25.6. Has Mystic also goes purple through sector 2.
Unbelievably smooth, I must say. The way he's just
He
keeping
needs
the pace
Jacko to get out of his way, as Jacko does.
Well. Coming through Club in turns 17 and 18, and up over the line as he stretches for...
At 24.7! Almost a full second in front of Kenny.
That is possibly as smooth as you could do a lap here at Silverstone. Absolutely blistering time set. Still 4 times not to be set by It's Heavy El Magico, Cam, and Mahi's actually out of the pits a little earlier than we normally see.
Oh, he is, yeah.
This is different.
So Cam also on a quick lap right now, as he's also going through Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, It's Heavy actually went purple through sector 1, but unfortunately finds himself off and turns his lap invalid.
Cam has also gone purple through sector 2. Could we see Cam challenge Mystic for the pole here? Takes a bit of curb. Swings nice and wide. Oh, as Cam goes second with a 25.1.
Just 4/10.
Great pace here. Great pace here from the Renault so far.
3500ths off of his teammate of Mystic Joker, as Renaults are currently sitting 1-2.
As Brian goes third quickest with a 25.4. Elmer Jacko also has his own time of a 125.9. Don't know if we mentioned that before. Oski with a 27.0. Monkey Mafia with a 27.2. Garris Vac with a 27.3. And Good Guy Greg with a 29.0. Those are some other updates so far. So I think It's Heavy coming out of the pits now to come for a lap. I think Mahi going back in as he set an invalid lap.
El Magico did go purple through sector 1 here. Maggots and Beckett's here. See if he can keep this pace. Seems to stay fairly clean. Goes purple through sector 2. You see 6/10 down currently on his time. We may be seeing a little bit of false advertising here, as you need to be a lot quicker. He's going to have to make up a whole 5/10, half a second here on this final second on his first lap. He's going to want pole, and can he do it? Ooh, he goes third fastest with a solid and very respectable lap.
25.2, the closest to the Renaults so far.
Cyril enters the chat. That's actually pretty good. Who's the front runner there? I believe it's good guy Greg. Followed by Nikki. Is that Pork? It is Pork, but Pork's on an invalid. Kenny on an out. The best Pawn's on an out as well, unless that's the Gears back, which it is, but he's on an invalid. Movinator also on an invalid. Going down the line, Random Serious on an out lap. Here we are. Narniel looking to bring some very strong representation to that Williams seat, which is kind of not really Williams anymore, but it still has the name.
I'm not sure if that's Kenny that's crashed out of this race or not.
He may have.
At the back of the pit lane. He's retired from session, but I don't think we were watching what happened there. Is there any penalty? Let me... Can I look at race director?
Clog does pick up a decent amount of time on his lap there, but not enough to really launch him up the order.
Yeah, Kenny did crash out, terminal damage. So he's had something happen to his car right at the exit of the pit lane.
It was an inside job this time, Barry. Mahi and It's Heavy still yet to set a time. Mahi coming through Maggots and Beckett's now.
It's Heavy currently on an invalid.
He's had that a couple times. He's brought some good pace, but unfortunately finds himself exceeding the track limits too much. Kenny gets right on the edge of those limits there as well, but the game says he kept it clean. Oh, to come over the line, where does he end up in 16th place? With just over 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying. Still, you got a good shot to be able to go around the track once more if you're just starting now. And keep those tires warm and not trying to push and use up too much of that tread. Ooh. Garrett's back.
Well, Mystic, Cam and Jack are all on outlaps at the moment, so we will see them about to set another lap.
I'm not sure if you caught that, but I was on with the Garrett's back, and he opted very late for the pits and kind of cut that. He was looking to take the last turn into 16, but nearly took a 90-degree turn into the pits while taking out the sign.
I
Oski unfortunately running a little bit wide, and he should have another chance to get around the track to try and improve on that time, but he may be getting a little bit of connection issues, so we'll jump off of him. Who do you see as the next over the line there, Stat?
I don't know. I can't see. Who's coming? Looks like a Renault. No, sorry. Looks like an Alpha of Mahi.
No, all those are
goes
on
in the
out
pit lane.
laps.
I've got a Renault, a McLaren, and a Racing Point coming through. The Racing Point's on invalid. I think Helg's not.
I believe good guy Greg was the only one who had a chance, but he's opted.
Helg cuts the corner.
Oh, MX blocks him, retires in the pits, it seems.
Yes, and so has Renault 2's.
Noganator looking to improve on his time. Should get into the 127s. Yes, he does a half a second improved and a couple of spots gained. Now into 15th for the Haas.
Jacko and Mystic setting purple sector 1s.
Is that Cam spun out on the track? Or it looks like he's...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that'll be the end of his qualifying.
Ooh, Jacko currently 0.05 better than his time. We head over to Mystic. He's currently 0.1 better. So this is going to be an even quicker lap from Mystic here.
Somehow
Is
finding
Jacko able to get enough to take second?
getting on board. He looks like he lost a little bit
But
of
Jacko
time.
goes second.
Oh, he ties actually with Cam.
Dead even.
But the game, as we have run into this problem before,
As
Mystic
Mystic
Joker
also goes quicker with a 24.6.
yes, he does end up getting a little bit of a quicker time, solidifying his first place, but we do know now that the game does go into a farther depth than just thousandths of a second. It will jump into 10,000ths of a second, so there must have been some sort of difference between El Magico and Cam.
Damn. That's huge. So it was not a Renault first road lockout.
Oh, the Noganator taking off a half a second in his last, as he is the last car to come over the line there. You know, we may see it's heavy, but Noganator jumping up several spots.
It's heavy and clogged currently on fast laps.
Narniel is, but he's 10 seconds over, so that's his race.
As it's heavy comes around the last couple of corners, as he gives up and goes into the pit lane. Clog coming around, he also goes into the pit lane.
And that's all.
So that is qualifying done.
We have a Renault sandwich with, we have an Alfa Romeo sandwich sandwiched by 2 Renault pieces of bread, or we can call them baguettes. How about that? Look at me, I'm multicultural. Followed by Brian Mosser. Followed by Brian Mosser in 4th. My prediction, your prediction was correct. Congratulations, bravo.
And it's interesting, Brian and Kenny both starting pretty much beside each other here. Obviously the 2 championship leaders at the moment. I think the gap is only about 20-ish points.
I got 24 points here, actually. But
24 points the difference. So we could definitely see a new leader coming out of this race, depending on how we go. But the gap is definitely going to be affected going into this race.
So 24 points does separate these 2 drivers. You may be like, oh, well, that 25 points is a race win. Yeah, in normal leagues, but we don't do it normal here in the Midwest F1 League. We do it a little bit differently and a little more enjoyable, might I say. With the winner getting 50 points, actually, for a reminder for people who don't know and have forgotten. Winner getting 50 points, second place getting 42, third getting 35. So let's just kind of go theoretically here. If Kenny were to win this race and were to get 50 points, then Monster would need 26 points to clear or to stay into first place, so at least a 4th place finish or 5th place within either hardest charger or fastest lap to secure first place. So this race has some a lot of weight to it, I guess we can say.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of this live. As we go through our qualifying, it's Mystic, Joker and Majako, Cam and Brian, Kenny and Random Sirius, Helg and Nikki, Narnell and Best Pawns, Noganator and Bloxham, Oski and Monkey Mafia, Pork Chops and Garrus Vac, Mahi and Clog, and finally Heavy and Good Guy Greg holding up the back.
Now,
So Bloxham, Monkey Mafia and Heavy setting their best times on the medium. So particularly Bloxham could be a strategic thing going ahead. So it'll be interesting to see if it pays off for him.
I agree. I'm gonna go and make my prediction of Pork Chops being the hardest charger for the day. I've got a feeling it's his day for the hardest charger. I'm calling a
seems to be this
7th place finish from Pork Chops. Going right now. As on cue, Stats Dogs come and say hello to the stream.
They do.
Who do you got for hardest charger or your podium here today?
Considering everyone stays clean, I think the top 3 won't change that much. Honestly.
I agree. There may be a shot if Cam can find some solid pace to catch Mystic Joker. I don't think Magico's got it. He did qualify 2nd, but from seeing him in the past, he does have a solid race pace. But I'm just going out on a limb here, and I'm calling a Renault Mosser podium with a Pork Chops. But if you want to take this one away, give her a call.
As we do have 5 red lights at the Silverstone, and we're off. Quality starts. Mystic Joker, I think, has the edge. No, Majako takes the lead after turn 1. Brian also with a flyer heads up into 3rd. Kenny in 4th. No safety car immediately, so that's a welcome change. Cam already down into 5th. Majako currently leads, but Mystic has the inside line. Can't take it. Mystic will lead the race as of current, followed by Mystic Joker from Brian, from Kenny, from Cam. Down to Nikki. Narnell has jumped up. Random Sirius has dropped. Monkey Mafia all the way down into last place now. He's spun out. Brian already on the back of Mystic Joker, heading down. It's a very close race so far. Mystic Joker currently on the back of Jacko, heading into Maggots and Beckett's.
Very exciting start, to say the least. Mystic Joker, you can see right as we're on board with Brian Mosser here. Brian Sears, that's kind of an interesting name. Mystic Joker kind of pushes a little bit too much and finds himself up on the dirt and is going to lose some time to El Magico, and El Magico is going to be very happy about that.
Cam and Kenny side by side. Oh, as Cam gets that position on Kenny. Cam will need a good fight back here to get his place back off Brian.
Wow. As now we are officially over the lap, or over the finish line for the first lap, I can now call it that this has been the best start in Midwest F1 League history. No safety car, a lot of clean racing, and some very exciting stuff.
Yeah, this is the first time in about maybe 6 or 7 races where we haven't had a safety car first lap. So this has also been a very exciting first lap as well for us.
Very lovely stuff here. Narniel seems to be closest to take a lunge, but not being able to on Nikki, as everyone from 1 to 12 is currently within a second, which is some great stuff that you'd like to see in racing. All with the equal cars. Definitely. The best pawn seems to be the closest to take a lunge.
Mystic getting a good run on Jacko. Oh, it's really close now. It's going to be a good fight through Maggots and Beckett's here. This Mystic lets off a little bit.
Ooh, El Magico runs Jacko a little bit wide there.
Hasn't got the right line. Mystic will beat down his ass. Let's go. He switches to the outside. Jacko holds the inside. Cam has wrestled his way up into third place over Brian as well.
Red flag in sector 2 and 3, but doesn't seem to be anything going on there.
Mystic and Jacko, still a great fight here.
Cam has kind of entered the party here. Now getting right on the back. DRS will be enabled this lap, which will help out Mystic Joker and Cam. Mystic Joker, goes to the outside. Maybe looking at a switchback. Yes, he is not in the end. Maybe looking at a switchback now. He kind of lines it
He needs
up.
a better run.
I think he's just saving it so he can get this DRS here. Gets a very solid run within a tenth of a second and will offer the inside line.
Oh,
El
Jacko
Magico
takes a
not
bit of
giving
speed
it
into that.
Cam wants to enter into this battle here, but doesn't seem he is close enough. We have a
Jacko,
yellow flag
great
for
defensive
sector
moves.
2. It looks like Nikki and Narniel got into a little bit of a tussle and fall down the order.
Oh, it's very close between them. Oh, it's going to be side by side. Oh, as Jacko just take the position. Cam looking
watch
around the
out for
outside.
Cam.
Brian getting
Brian and
real
Kenny
close to
getting
Cam.
into it.
Oh, Brian and Kenny.
Oh, Brian goes off onto the grass, able to keep it steady and
keep
will
it
not
going,
end up...
but Kenny... but Serious Pons and Helg right behind Kenny, all having a massive battle
Helg
at the
goes
end of that
off.
straight.
Helg spins out and is now going to lose a bunch of positions here. Best Pawns gives Random Serious a little bit of tap and sends him long into that corner. Random Serious does end up getting this position back. We seem to have the leaders separated themselves now.
In the meanwhile, Mr. Joker has taken the lead off Majako.
After all that anarchy was going down, there has been a 2.5 second gap gained between the two Renaults and the Alpha to Kenny in 4th place. With battling all the way down throughout this track, anyone within... Oh, MX Blocksman has actually made up a couple of positions here. Clog is now 5 positions up from his initial starting.
Best Pons with a rundown on Random Serious. Serious goes wide, Pons trying to take the inside line. Random Serious now at the inside, he goes a little wide, squeezes Pons a little bit. Does he get a better run out? Yes, Random Serious does get the better run. Mr. Joker already creating a good gap here from Majako.
Brian Wasser just overtakes Noganator for 7th place. Noganator does not give it back. Actually, Reed overtakes 7th place. Now looking to keep it clean through Maggots and Beckett's here. Mosser will get DRS, will jump right on the front wing, or on his helmet, we can say. Getting a nice run down, taking that slipstream, maybe looking at the inside. Opts out of a late lunge and nearly makes contact with the number 38 car. Noganator currently still holding on to that position for now, and I have absolutely not been keeping one bit track of the
right on the back of
penalties.
Noganator. Oh, me neither. We do have a very large battle at the back, I think.
But all these early
It's
penalties...
heavy with a good... Narnell
Brian
with a good
Mosser
run on
actually
Mahi.
gets right on the back of Noganator and kind of pushes him and turns Noganator into a drift. Noganator having to go extremely wide and ends up losing 2 positions as MX blocks him on those medium tires. Finds himself in 8th place. Unfortunate stuff, but he's still in that party for 7th place. Mosser has a lot of work to get done here if he's going to want to kind of get back onto that podium prediction that I had given him earlier. We are absolutely spoiled so far here, dude. Like,
Yeah, this has so
honestly,
far been an absolutely great race to watch.
this has been a banger. Really exciting stuff, some amazing stuff. MX blocks him while we were just kind of happily chatting there, overtook Mosser through the Maggots and Beckett slalom there. Mosser will get the rest. Ooh! Oh, and yes, Mosser and Bloxham do end up climbing in the end. Noganator will collect back 8th position. Mosser will fall down the order as he has been spun out again, unfortunately, in this track, and is now tight with his teammate. He's going to have a lot of work to do. You can see that he's battling some warm tires here. Cam may be taking a look at El Magico here for second place. As we see these top three still extending this gap from third
Now,
place.
Bloxham and Brian do have history together.
They do.
So I wonder if that will come into effect at the end of the race.
I can imagine that it was very similar to a sailboat in Brian Moster's car after he got spun out there. That being, like I said earlier, the second time he got spun out today, earlier with it being Kenny, as the two championship leaders got wheel to wheel, and unfortunately Moster took the brunt of it. El Magico didn't have a very good Maggots and Beckett.
So I don't know if you
there.
just saw that, but Kenny just got a 3-second time penalty.
Yes, I did.
So that's one to look out for at the moment. Because Random Series is currently 1.6 behind.
I'm not writing anyone's down until their second fence, seeing how they're going to be serving it in the pits. Ooh, we have a nice little battle for 13th place here between Mahi and Pork. It's that lovely view that I so desperately do not want. Mahi taking the inside on Pork Chop. Pork's giving him that inside, and now Mahi is in 13th place, but Pork Chops will not subside quite easily, as he does get a pretty good run here. Keeps a fairly clean racing line, doesn't look like he wants to take a lunge. Ooh, Mahi seems to be braking a little sharper than Pork Chops expected there, but Pork Chops does a very good job to avoiding said collision. But with that, it does open up a gap, and Pork takes a peek at the inside, but doesn't end up taking a shot, and currently still sits in 14th with his teammate right behind him.
Cam with a great run of Majako here.
Oh yeah.
As Majako does not pick up DRS. So Cam almost breezes past Majako.
Now for second place, as we have a Renault 1-2. And with that, Cam actually brings himself within a full second now, so he looks like he is gaining some pace. He's showing some real solid pace here on Mystic Joker.
As Cam actually sets the fastest lap of the race.
Which is very impressive. 8-lap old soft tires, and he's showing that solid pace on them. See this race open up a little bit. All the drivers kind of separate themselves. We see Hell come into a pit stop for the McLaren team. Cam is making up time on Mystic Joker.
Or at least holding it.
El Magico not giving up yet. You can still see the two Renaults ahead of him. It's heavy getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Yeah, it's that the Maggots and Beckett section seems to really be the downfall of El Magico. It seems to have lost a full second on Cam
seems
there.
to be very quick through that as well. As he did make a lot of time up on Mystic Joker through that.
Yes. Kenny now 5 seconds back of this lead pack. El Magico just over a second and a half out of the top two Renaults here. Looking to close that gap. Porkchop seemed to have got a move done on Oski, as actually Oski did spin out in the final sector there, dropping back quite a bit of time. right now our big mover of the day is Helg, but moving in the wrong direction, unfortunately. Going down 11 positions from his initial qualifying time. I'm on board with Cam, looking at him coming through this Maggots and Beckett section. As I trip over my tongue, Mystic Joker goes a little bit wide, which is going to get Cam a solid run, coming down within a quarter of a second. Opting at the outside line. If you were tuning in with us yesterday, he did go for a switchback on this turn, but takes the outside, which is going to turn to the inside line here now. Getting an unfortunate camera angle. Taking the inside line and does pick it up as Mystic Joker opted the pit, which I did not pick up. Cam getting first place.
No.
you gotta speak over me and let the guy who's racing against a ghost.
Well, I had thought that as well. So he does switch onto the medium tyre. So could this be a 2-stop? Or like an early 2-stop? Or is this... Actually no, considering this is lap 10, and there's still 16 laps to go, I think this could be his pit stop to the end. I think he decided he would lose too much time trying to fight Cam. As he will come out into somewhat clean air, with Garris back in front of him. But it will be interesting to see if Mystic Joker ends up with the undercut.
Yeah.
And comes out with an even bigger lead. Or if the pace on these softs...
Kenny picking up another penalty, being the downfall of his skill, as we've mentioned before. Shows some very solid pace, but unfortunately also finds himself going off track quite a bit, picking up several penalties. Now here we go. I'm going to get on Mystic Joker here.
Cam and Jacko both up to the pits.
Mystic's coming through Maggots and Beckett's right now. As Mahi in his sights goes purple through sector 2. He's going to get a fairly clean pass on Mahi. That won't slow him down at all. As you can see how far Brian Mosser has dropped. Going into the pits.
Cam is coming out of the pits now.
This is going to be very tight. Mystic coming around the final turn here of 18.
I think Mystic's got it.
I think he does as well.
Yeah, Mystic's got this easily.
He set purple sectors through 1 and 2. Now we see a 2-car gap between Mystic and Cam. Quite unfortunate for Cam, as he's going to want to try and dispatch these cars quickly before Mystic can open up that gap too far. Garris Vac is the first customer for Cam. Cam getting DRS going to the outside line. Keeping it fairly clean, and if anything, that might have gained a quarter of a second.
Mystic Joker now catching up on Nikki. As Nikki pulls to the inside, as Mystic also slows down to let Nikki go through first. Nikki not the best line. Mystic stays stationed behind Nikki. Does get DRS and will absolutely zoom.
That's honestly good news for Cam there. Because you could see Nikki slowed up Mystic Joker in the last couple turns there. Mahi now into the pit, so Cam will get an easy and clean pass. The car gap between Mystic Joker and Cam has now just come down to a seconds gap once this updates of 3.5. So the undercut has gained Mystic Joker 3.5 seconds on Cam. Virtually, after all is said and done. El Magico seems to have lost a second on Cam, provisionally sitting in 3rd place with MX Blocks still yet to pit. Yes, still rocking those 11-lap old mediums, as is Monkey Mafia, but instead of it being the softs. best pawns picking up 7th place as well as a penalty. Now, don't get me wrong, I truly believe that Brian Mosser is one of the top drivers in this league, but it's as if his luck has somewhat run out, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He has been a bit unlucky so far this race, having gotten to little push and shoves with Kenny and Bloxham.
Yeah.
So you can't count that out. But it's just saying, yeah, the past couple of races he hasn't been able to keep himself up there as much as he has during the rest of the season, which is unfortunate because he is a great talent here in the Midwest F1 League.
Early on, we'd kind of Mosser open up that gap, and then kind of no one truly getting close to him. But now Cam has found some true late season form. Kenny has now got some confidence in his back pocket, picking up his first win of the year.
Well, Kenny's just stayed consistent all year.
Unbelievably consistent. We have a Mahi, I believe that is. Yeah, went off in Sector 1 there. Was that right out of the pits? It may have well been. Mahi now very far down the order. Mystic Joker ended up opening up that gap between him and Cam by 1.5 seconds when he got fastest lap, a lap or two ago there. Now, to be completely fair, MX Bloxham is showing some quite solid pace here, as he's been able to hold that gap at about 4 seconds, and Narniel almost loses it through Maggots and Beckett's here. And Bloxham is on quite old medium tires there, with Mystic Joker being on fairly fresh ones. Bloxham opting for the inside line here on Narniel. Braking a little bit late, losing his brake point. Narniel goes for a little bit of switchback, but unable to hold and stick that position as he gets a little bit loose there. Narniel trying to pick and choose a spot to overtake Porkchops, and Porkchop seems to be parking that car on just the right spot to make it quite difficult on the Williams of Narniel. Man, I've got a song stuck in my head. You know that, if you feel my sunshine... Oh, we seem we have lost... It is the Garrus back and forth scene has gone off in Sector 1 here, as I've kind of come back from my insanity moment there.
So Bloxham still hasn't opted for the pit yet. He did start on the mediums, so we could expect
it seems like 16 laps on the mediums and 10 on the softs is the aimed tire strategy. But when he comes back out, Bloxham, he's going to be the only guy on course with softs, and very fresh ones at that. So the pit stop strategy is definitely the one to make up ground in the latter stages of this race. Cam has now taken off a 0.5 second of that gap between him and Mystic Joker. Cam, known to be a very smooth driver and to make very minimal mistakes throughout his race. So with Mystic Joker, us seeing him putting up a fastest lap early, he may have taken off quite a bit of tire tread off of those 4-lapped old mediums, and Cam may be able to hold on to a little bit more grip in the latter stages of this race and make up ground, as he's just taken off another half second.
Well, yeah, I remember seeing a few laps ago, the gap between Mystic and Bloxham was about 3.7 seconds, and the gap between Cam was about 5.1, and now it's, what, 1.7 and 4.2. So Bloxham's mediums are running out, as you can probably tell, but also the gap between Mystic and Cam is shortening, which suggests either Mystic's taking it a little easier because he's out front and just trying to keep everything intact, or Cam's just really outpacing Mystic at the moment.
Which he was showing when he was catching him on lap 10 there, right before Mystic opted into the pits, but we have a Ferrari. Is it a Ferrari? Is the good guy Greg, I believe it is. Yeah, he was pulling off to the side as he got the blue flag of death.
So good battle between the Mercs here as Brian and Nicky go side by side through the left right. Brian looks as if, well, they still say side by side, but I think Brian just gets the edge over his teammate.
Yes, he does, and does get 9th place. It seems we have Clog and the Garris back battling for 16th place here. Garris back getting a far better run. Looking to... Oh, misses his break point on Cops and will now lose a decent bit of time there.
Mahi with a good run on Neil.
Now the MX Bloxham's going to come out in 7th here with some very fresh softs and some used mediums on everyone else.
Oh, as Mahi and Neil collide and Mahi spins out. So Oski will also take the place off him. But we'll have Clog and Garris on his back immediately.
Cam did lose about a half a second on Mystic Joker, but seems to have gained it back. Mystic Joker going to lap It's Heavy here. It's Heavy. Ooh, looks like he makes Mystic Joker get a little bit nervous and opt for a line that he would not have preferred. If Cam can leapfrog these cars cleaner than what Mystic Joker can, he may still have a good chance at this podium, or his top step of this podium here today.
It's been incredible so far that we haven't had a single safety car. This might be the first one this entire season.
Check if Kenny can actually take over the lead. Sitting in 4th, he's got a couple of penalties here. I don't see any. I do see one from Random Series, but if the race were to end exactly right now, Kenny would drop down into 5th, and 5th would collect him 25 points. Brian Mosser sitting in 9th would get 14, so a difference of 11 that would chop the Drivers' Championship lead down to 13 points.
Well, I do believe. I think Random Series and Pons both do have penalties of their own.
I've only got one for Random Series, and yeah, I only accounted for Kenny going down one position. I've got 2 on Kenny.
I think that's good guy Greg that spun out. just in the last few corners.
Porkchops and Narniel have kind of been battling quite a while for this 12th place as Narniel overtook. Oh, that's unfortunate for Moss to pick up a 3-second penalty as I cut off myself. Narniel did overtake Porkchops a little earlier for that position, but Porkchops has kept his race pace and kept this still a pretty tight gap and won't give up that position quite easily. So he's going to look and try and figure out a spot where he can take that back, and Kenny picking up the 3-second time penalty is going to hinder his chances for much more points than what he is currently getting. Cam does have that gap at 3 seconds here, and it's ever so slightly shrinking. Wouldn't it be a lovely thing if we could have a slow-mo and be able to see the blistering in the tires in this game?
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool. Here we go now, as the best pawns is going to have MX Bloxham to deal with here, as MX Bloxham on those much fresher and better compound of tires. So, as it sits right now, MX Bloxham is our hardest charger with only 5 positions, which is kind of not what we're used to seeing. Honestly,
not at all.
We're used to seeing someone kind of either crash out in qualifying or just have a very poor qualifying effort and then just have a very solid race pace and make it last and end up somehow in the top 10 and collecting 9 position changes. But today 5 is a very low number for the hardest charger.
Now Bloxham does have a good run on ponds with DRS. Will he make the move? Bloxham does make the move on ponds, but goes inside the track a little bit. I believe that's also good guy Greg spun out again. Yeah, just waiting for cars to go past.
I think he is getting blue flagged.
Ooh, as Mai and Usky almost go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, he does have DRS here. Usky in his first race in the MidWest F1 League. Looking to show...
As good guy Greg spun out again.
Oski seemingly holding that position in 14th place.
Brian Moss are currently trying to track down the Noganator.
With 5 laps to go, the Noganator is going to have quite a tall task here in holding off our championship leader for 8th place. I think... Can you just swing in and check if Noganator has a penalty or two? I've got Mosser with 1 3-second penalty. I'm not sure if Noganator picked up one after he pitted. Noganator opting for the inside line here. Mosser looking for a switchback, and Noganator gets pushed off by Mosser, but it seemed that Mosser did lose a little bit of his front wing there. Yes, he is losing that front left piece. Sorry?
Noganator did get a 3-second penalty on lap 8. But he probably served that in the pits. And then got another one on lap 16.
So 3 seconds. So right now there are even in penalties between these two.
Ooh.
Ooh, he took a real good lunge
Brian Mossa,
there.
last second, switching onto the inside.
Ooh, Nogonator goes for a
does
lovely
the
little
switchback.
switchback. And
does get the place.
He gets the job done and gets 8th place back. But Mosser is not giving it up either. Nogonator does have the better traction and the better racing line in that situation. Oh, there you go. You're getting another shout out from the Aussie gang. Mahi collecting another penalty here. No hard charger for him for the day. Mickey Mafia collecting one as well. I think Mosser is having to deal with that wing damage here as he's losing out time on Nogonator, and his teammate Nicky is gaining time as well. Oski picking up a penalty. I think Mosser needs to, in this situation, maybe understand that today is not his day, as it seems that we've gotten the good guy Greg go off again in Sector 3. Even with the amount of times that the good guy Greg has spun out. Ooh, Nicky showing a lot more pace through cops there, and now the Mercedes teammates not ending up going wheel to wheel here. But the damage is done with Mosser holding up Nicky, his teammate, Nogonator, now opening up that gap to just under 3 seconds. But he did pick up another penalty there, which will help them out. Now, I guess the real battle is between Nogonator and Nicky here. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that Cam is going to have the pace today to challenge Mystic Joker.
Nicky has also overtaken Brian, so Brian's really losing some pace here with his broken wing.
Yes, he has. Can you just... Oh, Cam pick up a 3-second penalty. That'll be the end of his chance unless Mystic Joker has some chaos ensue. Can you take a peek to see if Nicky has any time penalties there? The good guy Craig being honestly a very good guy, making sure he doesn't get in anyone's way.
He's just out there to have fun.
Random Series does pick up another penalty, which now differentiates him and Kenny by only 3 seconds here.
Nicky got a 3-second on lap 5.
So he would have served that. Oski collecting another penalty. Brian Mosser is going to have to deal with Helg here.
That's only Nick. It's only the one from Nicky, so...
So if Nicky were to keep this gap between him and Nogonator within 3 seconds, then 8th place should be his. Nogonator seeming to have another top 10 finish in the cards here. Brian Mosser is going to have quite the amount of work here.
The last lap fight.
Yes, very much so. As our current race leader, Mystic Joker, coming through Megan Beckett right now into Chapel. Down the Hangar Straight.
Oh, Helg quickly closing onto Brian. Doesn't make the move yet.
You can tell that Brian's racing lines are deep in every turn.
Yeah.
Helg has a lot of energy stored up here. As you can see, Mosser using it right now to try and gain a little bit of gap on this straight.
He just doesn't have the cornering momentum.
Blocks him, unfortunately, picking up a penalty.
Oh, Ryan does go wide at the end of Mason Beckett's. But Heg will take the place quite comfortably from Ryan.
Now that gap between Nicky and Noganator is now at 2.7, 2.6 here, 2.5, no, 2.6. I'm going to stop talking. But Noganator is going to try and find 3/4 tenths of a second on Nicky here in these final laps if he's going to, on this final lap, if he's going to want to hold on to 8th place. Happened there? It seemed Mystic Joker got slowed up by Clogmonger, or opted to slow up and has lost a whole 1.5 seconds here, nearly 2.5 seconds actually.
But Mystic will take the win here at Silverstone. His first outing in the Midwest F1League and his first win in Series 1.
El Magico looking to take his podium in his... Was his first outing? I believe he's raced in the
yes.
Tier 1 before.
Oh, he might have. Yeah, I think maybe last week.
But collecting a podium,
Renault,
to say the least.
But Renault...
Oh, Nicky picks up a huge 3-second time penalty. Random Series, as expected, did get 4th. Bloxham does have a penalty, but the gap between him and the best pawns is probably big enough for him to safely collect 6th place. It seems that after that penalty, Noganator is going to have 8th place locked up.
Which I think will also be his best finish.
Or maybe tied for.
No, Nicky takes it by 0.2. As no, Helg jumps both of them.
Helg with no penalties ends up in 8th. Noganator getting a top 10. Nicky in 9th. Mosser in 11th. Narniel coming home in 13th. Mahi Mahi, unfortunately not able to make up all the ground today, as we see... Whoa! No one... We had every driver finish the race today.
No way.
Yeah!
Whoa! We've had no DNFs.
Okay, everyone watching, spam the chat right now. Just with it, whatever.
Spam the chat.
Spam the chat. Spam the chat.
Spam the chat.
Emote spam the chat right now.
Emotes.
I'll even do it myself.
Can we get some Pog champs?
Yeah, Pog champs in the chat. Pork chop, spam the chat with emotes. Get it going. I want to see emotes here. As there we go, we see a double Renault finish here with Mystic Joker. Hey, that's what I like to see. Mystic Joker collecting his first win of the year. Cam collecting some much needed points and is going to start getting in the conversation here for Drivers' Championship. Maybe not. He's still 129 points out of first place. But with everything settled, we see a Renault 1-2 finish. That is the first time we've seen one team go 1-2 in a race here in the Midwest F1 League. Keep spamming the chat. I want to see it. I don't want to see it stop here. Unless you got a question, then stop it. But we see Mystic Joker and then Cam go 1-2. El Magico rounding out the podium in 3rd in the Alfa Romeo. Random Series in 4th, overtaking Kennelly on the lack of penalties. MX blocks him with a solid little strategy for today, getting himself the hardest charger. The best pawns in 7th. Helg jumping up quite a few spots at the end of this race due to lack of penalties. Nicky going from 8th to 9th due to penalties, as does Noga from 9th to 10th with penalties. Brian Mosser goes down into 11th after collecting a little bit of wing damage with Noganator in an earlier battle. Finds himself in 11th place. Porkchop in solid, respectable 12th. Narniel going into 13th. As the chat's still bumping with emotes. Narniel going 13th. This is
the cleanest race we've ever had.
This is probably one of the best Thursday nights that this has been, or Friday mornings if you're in Australia. Narniel going 13th in the Williams Mahi Mahi, 14th in the Alpha Romeo, that is. Clogmonger 15th. Oski in his first race with the Haas in 16th. Monkey Mafia in 17th. The Garrus Vac in 18th. It's Heavy in 19th. And the good guy Greg making sure he gets out of everyone's way today as he got blue flagged to crap. And no one leave. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this viewer drop go down because we have some very exciting announcements to be dropped after the interview. So please, please please stay tuned for the interviews and after for these announcements, which you guys will be very excited to see.
Yes, definitely. So I'm currently getting in everyone that we need to. If I can, I can't find Cam on this list.
I just took a quick little gander there, and it seemed that question for Cam: did you feel like you could have gotten Mystic Joker? I'm gonna change that and twist that a little bit, JC, into what was the difference between Mystic Joker and you today? How about that? Because I feel like he's gonna say, and I think that he had the pace to be able to keep up with Mystic Joker. Mystic Joker was just able to keep it a little cleaner for a little longer, so I think that'd be the difference. If you don't mind, there, JC, or I can keep it the way that you.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat would like questions to be asked during these post-race interviews, then we are very happy to accommodate. We will obviously start with our own questions, but we will then move on to.
We will
other
100%. I can't say 100%. We will like 95% be sure to get your questions in today. But yeah, anyone else, if you have a question, let me know. Alright, Noganator, it's not all about you, okay? There's other people in this chat, so if you could let them talk, that'd be great. We're waiting to see questions.
Can we just make sure that everyone that's just joined our party has audio sharing on, just for the stream? Particularly Jacko and Mystic. Yeah, I should do.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, should be good.
Always on, boys.
Good stuff, good stuff.
So I think we're just waiting for Cam.
Did you get Helgen to the party as well?
I got Clog in. I thought Clog was doing it.
Was Clog doing it? No, good, Adam. I'm uneducated, so go ahead.
I thought Clog said he was doing it.
No, that's
Yep.
fine, that's fine. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Good
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Monster.
We might need to tag Cam in chat real quick.
Monster 11th. Kenny finished 5th. Kenny gets 25 points. Monster will get 10. So 15 points. The lead is now cut to 9. Dun dun dun. Barring any penalties or anything from the stewards, the league is
Go,
cut
Kenny.
to 9. Hey, we can't show any favoritism. We are all in the same league here, and we're looking for
Except
a
for Tim
high-quality
Lee.
product. Yeah, Tim Lee, you can show on 100% favoritism towards. And honestly, if you don't, then
What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna tell you things that I can't say on air. Big. Make sure to stick around for big announcement. Good fun.
Good fun.
Yes. Yes, there we go. We got Cam in.
Okay. Now everyone's in. Okay, so we will we'll start with the race winner, Mystic Joker. Absolutely tremendous day out in Silverstone today. How did you feel your race went today?
Good. I was a bit, I don't know, it was the first stint was a little bit weird for me. You know, I had a really bad start off the line, and from there, you know, Jocko, you know, crazy good defending as usual. And yeah, I just, you know, it took me a couple laps to kind of find my groove and get back into the flow of things. But all in all, I'm happy, excited.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it was an unfortunate. It wasn't the best start, you could say. El Majacco was able to take that spot off you at the start. But yeah, great defending by Majacco, particularly for the first couple of races. Did Cam catching you towards the end of your first stint push you, make you decide to go into the pits, or was that always your intention to go at lap 10?
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, because I was struggling. So once I was able to get past Jocko, like from there, I used up a bunch of my battery to try to build a gap. And then from there, I was just conserving my battery the rest of that first stint. And then, Cam was just putting a ton of pressure on me. And then he caught up to me, and I was like, you know what, I better go in now and not try to stay out an extra lap, because then I didn't want to like stack up, with him or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a great finish in the end. Able to pick up the win in your first outing for Series 1, so congratulations for today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and good race to everyone else as well. That was very enjoyable.
Yeah, most definitely. Me and Crush definitely enjoyed that. It was it's the first race in Midwest F1 history that there hasn't been a safety car and there hasn't been any DNFs. So congratulations to the entire league here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a win for everyone in the end.
Yes.
This is the day where you can be happy with the participation medal.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we'll move on to Cam here, picking up second place. Another great finish from Cam and the Renault team overall. How do you think your race went today, Cam?
I'll be honest, I don't know what it is. Britain is not my favorite track at all. I usually perform very terribly and get bad results in the end run.
Yeah, second place sucks.
Sounds like workshops.
Yeah, so definitely surprising. Same like Vietnam, that was my worst track, and somehow got P1 just magically.
There you go.
And in Italy, I hate Italy. Somehow got P1 there. I was like just mind blown. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I just did my best. This first stint, oh my god, it was just, I was like wetting myself. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I was losing a couple positions right at the start. I was like, oh my god, am I about to hit the grass too? Like, I wasn't sure what would happen at that first stint. Luckily Majako and Mystic, that were battling a lot, especially through the S's, side by side, and that was really hectic. I didn't even want to touch that. I was just hanging out behind, just waiting for something to happen, waiting for the explosion or something, and I was able to make up a lot of time due to that, and able to put Mystic under a lot of pressure going into lap 10. I was actually really confused. I wasn't necessarily trying to put Mystic under so much pressure. I was just trying to basically kind of feed off his DRS, stay in the slipstream, and just kind of build up a good enough gap to the people behind me and hopefully make a move further down the line. And then I end up going side by side in like the one of the second to last corners right before the pit lane. And then he ended up going to the pits, and I didn't know that. And I thought I was side by side on him on that turn, so I was like really confused.
Thought that as well.
Yeah,
we were both riding on board with you, because the angle it gave us, we couldn't see if he was next to you. Because I think at that point it gave us, like, we could either look at cockpit, which obviously we can't look to your right, and then it also gave us, for some reason, the view from the front wing looking forward. So regardless, we couldn't look at whether or not Mystic was side by side. But then as soon as you came around those last couple corners, we both just realized, oh wait, Mystic's in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Mystic's nowhere near Cam.
Oh my god, I was like, hopefully I don't hit him. I was going to the apex of the corner, I was slowing down. I probably lost like a good half second to a second right there, just at that corner, and he wasn't even there battling me. So I felt like a complete knucklehead after that, but yeah, and he gained 3 seconds, obviously, in that undercut, going from lap 10 to 11, and it was over from then on out. I just tried doing my best, perhaps maybe even make a mistake or get a penalty, and just got P2 from there.
Yeah, obviously a great finish in the end. So you do make a little bit of gap back onto Kenny and Mossa, but it's still going to take quite a bit of an effort to really push yourself back through there. So good luck for the rest of the year. And
quickly, actually, we do have a chat
fan question
for you here. Someone asked, what was the difference between you and Mystic today? Like, where did that gap go? Because you did show a lot of pace, and it seemed like you guys were very neck and neck.
Well, he was very strong qualifying. He pulled an extra, 6/10. 5/6 in qualifying. So there was no competition there. As far as race, I was very surprised too that I was able to actually keep pace reasonably well during race time. So maybe that's not a question for me, because I thought I was relatively consistent to how I qualified in, to how I raced in. I think Mystic, perhaps, it sounds like he was saving a lot of ERS through the stints. And I think since I was using my ERS probably a little bit less conservatively through each lap, that perhaps that's how I was able to, and I had DRS and staying in the slipstream. So more than likely I just had that extra handicap.
I gotcha. Fair. fair. But as you said, Silverstone isn't your favorite track, so I'm assuming any other track you'll dust them, right?
That's what I thought about Japan, and then yeah, we don't talk about that.
I'm just starting.
Me and
don't
Mickey,
worry.
we talk about that, but
Yeah,
no.
all good. Anyways, yeah, congratulations on the second place finish once again.
Thanks,
Another
guys.
podium
Appreciate
for you,
it.
Cam.
It was fun. Yeah, fun time.
So we move on to Elmer Jacko, who picks up a great podium in the end for Alfa Romeo and showed some really good pace throughout. I also believe, is this your first or second race in Series 1, Jacko?
This is my first.
Okay, so yeah, that's a great first outing here in Series 1, able to pick up a podium in front of what we do have is some very talented drivers up in Series 1. So how do you think your race went today?
And quickly before you answer that, I'd just like to add, what would you like us to call you? El Magico, Jacko? Like El Magico backwards? Like, what would you prefer?
Go by Jacko. That'll
Jacko. Okay.
Yeah.
Jacko.
That'll do.
All right. Well,
That'll do.
yeah. The race went. The
Yeah.
race went pretty well in regards to just my aim, which was to get a podium and not spin out one of the high speed, because I actually ran a Monza setup because I wanted to be able to be quick in a straight line, which you may have seen in that defence. But ultimately, Mystic had too much pace, and so did Cam. So maybe we should get those Renaults investigated.
Oh, there we go. We have the first
Ooh,
investigation of the year.
Nah, I'm only joking. Yeah, I didn't have the pace, so it was just a fun battle, which I'm looking forward to watching back on the stream.
Yeah, definitely. It was really great defending, especially through those first couple laps. Mystic was right on your bumper for a lot of that, and you were just able to keep really clean and just really push Mystic out of that. But obviously, once DRS came into play, it was quite easy for Mystic to take it in the end. But great effort great today, yeah. And it'll be great to see you also race tomorrow in Mexico.
Thank you. Yep.
Do we have any chat questions?
No, I don't see them. They've all been quiet now. I don't know why, chat, that you've all settled down here. Not impressed. But if there is one, I'll let you know.
And we've also, Jacko is also our first successful Aussie in Series 1.
Right behind you.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. My only success in Series 1 is commentating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to experience all the races.
Yeah. There you go.
So we will move on to our hardest charger of the day, Bloxham. How do you think your day went today?
Qualifying sucked.
Simple as that, eh?
Man, I couldn't set a good lap in qualifying. I don't know what it was. I couldn't put it together in qualifying. You know, I don't know. Other than that, I felt like I raced pretty damn good. Just tried to charge towards the front. You know, it's hard to get back up to those guys, even if you get the pace with them to catch back up when you start 12th and they're, you know, starting in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah. Well, was it your intention to qualify on those mediums?
It was not. You know, I went out on the first lap, just set a lap on mediums, just kind of see what it felt like and see if I could, you know, stay in the top 10 on them. And it just didn't work. And then when I went back out on my 2 soft runs, it just didn't work out for me.
Even worse. So yeah, obviously a great finish in the end. What position was it in the end? We
I think it was 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I think you
hey,
went from
obviously
12 to 6.
Yeah, so really great finish in the end.
I just put my head down there at the end, especially that second stint, and went on the softs for the end, and I just put my head down and just tried to gain as much time as I could, and I was gaining time on Kenny and the 4th place guy. Just
Random series.
You know, I was so far back from the start. Mm-hmm. There's just no catching them at that point.
Oh yeah.
For sure, but you seem to have had a pretty good tire strategy there, which kind of ended up
in the end.
Yeah, which
it wasn't my preferred.
Simple as that.
I'd rather have started in the top 5 and started on the softs and went to the mediums. The mediums were pretty slick there at the start.
In a perfect world.
Had a few issues with track limits on the mediums there in that first stint, and got a few penalties, and it was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting that you also got into a little bit of a scuffle with Brian, who we do know both of you currently in a we could say heated rivalry at times.
Well,
You've
I
found each
wouldn't
other
say
on track
hated.
a couple times.
You
just say
found
that.
each other.
You've
And
met
a little
each
bit
other
of a rub.
at that same
I
spot.
really don't know what happened to him. I know I had the preferred line. I was ahead of him, and something happened behind me, and he spun. I really don't know. Definitely wasn't anything intentional. You know, I'm going to race everybody on the track the same way I'm going to race everybody else. Whether I like them or not, I'm going to race them the same way. You know, it's just
Yeah,
kind of racer
completely
I
fair.
am. It's,
Yeah. You
Do
have
I
a, you
want
have
to
a
make it a
different
little harder
relationship.
on him? Yes.
Yeah. You have a different relationship on track than off track.
Not really.
You give everyone the respect on track.
Definitely. You know, I mean, everybody deserves it.
Yeah.
Everybody's. We
Yeah.
all line up the same. We all put a helmet on, you know, or strap into our rig, or grab our controller, or whatever it is, and you know, we're all here to race. We're all here to have a good time and have fun. And
Some do it
I'm
with
gonna
one
race everybody
sock,
the
some
same
do it with
way.
no socks. Who's that? I think
Say
that's
again?
Cam. I think that's Cam that does that. He races with one sock on and one sock off.
Cam does.
Yeah.
I'm barefoot.
That was just one time.
Yeah, oh, sure
that
it
one
was.
time.
Oh, is it
You
Barry
know-
pork chops? Okay, I'm getting told it's Barry that does that.
It was Barry.
That sounds like Barry.
Yeah, it's Barry.
Yeah,
I don't
Definitely
remember
needs
telling
off
family.
the podium.
I don't
You
remember
need
telling
to
anyone
pass
about
that on to
the one
Mystic
time.
Joker. Right? Being in the Renault now, it runs in the yellow car.
No, barefoot's the way. I agree. with
That guy's
Lachlan on
fast, guys. That guy deserves to be in Tier 1, no doubt.
For sure.
Guy is definitely fast.
He's got,
Yeah,
100%
definitely.
some pace. But anyways,
So,
I've got
I
one quick
think-
question, sorry, from the chat, actually coming from a fellow driver here. We'll just start it with Bloxham, and then we'll kind of reverse work our way back to Mystic Joker. We got the question being, how are you guys liking the league now that we are a good way through the season? And would you fire pork chops if you had the chance to? Okay, that
Hell
second
no.
part was
Pork
me.
Chops is ran a damn good league, guys. It's not even a question. I mean, he started this, you know, and it's grown into probably way more than he expected. Kind of the same with my own league. It's grown
yeah.
into way more than I expected.
Yeah, definitely. It
It's
seems
a
to be
full-time
once you
job.
get a good once you get a good community behind it and the sense of belonging, then everyone seems to enjoy themselves and want to get more involved. And yeah, it's great to see where the league has come so far.
Yeah, what says
I'll
you,
be honest,
El Magico? Sorry if I can just get El Magico quick, because he actually
Yeah.
came from Series 2, as did Mystic Joker, but we'll start with Magico here. Coming from Series 2, and now what's been your take that the league has been providing so far?
Well, it looks pretty good to me. There's a bit of variation in the, the format, which I quite like. It's been a while since I've done 50% things, so it's nice to build up that way from Series 2 to Series 1. But this is always the way it's been for the big boys, 50% race, so I like it. It's good. And I wouldn't fire pork chops.
Yeah, there you go. Just a stern talking to.
Yeah, that looks good.
What about you, Cav? You got anything to say?
I, for one, appreciate my Lord and Savior pork chops. I have nothing bad to say. No, love the guy. He's amazing. I've been with the league since kind of day one, since preseason. Everything's been straightforward and a democracy almost. Everyone has a say in like kind of how things go about from day to day life, and it's very cool. Everyone's very chill. Very good community. Love it.
I do quite enjoy when Pork Chops brings down the fist in chat. I must say so myself. It's somewhat arousing, I must say, when he shows that manliness and throws down
No
the hammer
Viagra
fist.
needed, buddy.
Not one drop, or not one pill, not 1 gram, not one anything. But anywho, with that being said, we'll get on to Mystic Joker. What is your views onto this league so far?
Well, out of everyone here, I think I'm like the newest. Pretty sure, yeah.
Probably one of, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'd have a very fresh look at it. What's your initial take so far then?
I mean, it's been good. I like it. I like it a lot. Good sense of community. There's a little bit of, everything. Um, League stuff has been, handled really, really good, very organized. The racing, seems to have a little bit for everyone, which is good. It's been a while since I've been involved with any league or anything like that, but yeah, so far I'm enjoying it and I'm happy to be here. And as long as you guys wanna have me here, I'd be happy to race.
Well, yeah, you're still in a trial period here, so we'll let you know probably in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, thanks for coming
because
up.
you get just because you get P1 in Series 1 doesn't mean you get a full-time seat, buddy.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I think if you do we want to also comment on that crash?
What?
Do you think we also want to answer that question?
I mean, we've been kind of initially. This all started with us, from what we were told, like this little group to just kind of get a league going, and then the thought of a couple announcers has kind of brought this into a lot bigger than what Pork Chops could imagine. Because when Stat and I initially joined this little community, it was just around like 22 guys, a full racing grid with a couple of reserves, and now we've turned this thing into 3 full leagues from Tier 1 all the way down to Tier 3, running from Wednesday to Friday night, having a YouTube channel with highlights, a Twitter page, and all that good stuff. So it's really turned into quite the little product.
Yeah, I definitely also believe that a lot of the drivers have. It's a real community at the moment. Everyone's for the most part getting along. Everyone's pretty much become like mates with each other at this point. So majority of people just have really good relationships with each other. So yeah, in terms of like people's perspective towards this, I think everyone's just really enjoying themselves and really enjoying the group together.
Oh, Cam, Cam, you quickly typed into the chat here what was the consensus on who's the best looking based on their voice, and I lost that poll. Okay, I put in that poll last week, I believe it was, a little bit of a more of a twisted fun poll, and
Tim Lee's smoking, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Tim Lee absolutely smoked everyone.
Yeah, but that Aussie accent.
Yeah, I know.
That.
But like, Kay, seriously, come on, like, dead last. Like, you guys don't think I have any bit of an attractive voice? I'm a good-looking dude, okay? I'm not.
You still
ugly.
got a podium.
Hey, I would have voted for all 3 if I could have.
Man, I don't got nothing.
It was a podium. You got third, man. Come on, a podium's a podium. You can't deny
a
a
podium is a podium.
My man's
but
getting roasted.
Well, you were the obvious
I came second. I'm the first loser. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, at least you're not the biggest loser. You're not dead
There's
last.
enough love to go around, guys.
I got wiped. Tim Lee 3 times me. He tripled me on votes.
I think the reactions were bugged. I think everyone voted you, but then somehow it got dispersed among others.
No,
it was
a
code chops. It was a Codemaster glitch.
Yeah. Oh, also really quick, because I forgot to say that I would fire Pork Chop. Yeah.
Oh.
Nah.
Plug coming in.
Nah, Pork Chop.
Plug wants ownership.
Okay, speaking of Pork Chops.
Like hell, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, speaking of Pork Chops, he's given us the little hammer fist here and said, let's get on with it. So, Clogmonger, take it away with said big announcement.
Yeah, Clog currently has an announcement for us. So this is the announcement we've all been waiting for. So, Clog, you have the floor.
Will do. Hey, first off, thank you guys so much. We appreciate everyone joining this league. We tried to get just 10 people on the grid, and we said we would start this league between Pork Chops and Helg and I, and it's turned into all of this. And there's no way in hell I would ever fire Pork Chops, because that means I'd have to do all the work, so F that noise. So if you guys, ladies and gentlemen, need any sort of motivation to keep pushing for the rest of the season, we have actually decided to get trophies for drivers and constructors. So whoever is going to be winning that. So we're excited about that. I was like, someone's breathing really heavy.
No, that was the crowd.
That was the crowd.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah, so we kind of talked about it a little bit, and yeah, we think we're going to go with that. We're just be kind of exciting, have a little piece of bragging rights in your house and stuff. So yeah, we're going to go with that.
And I think we agreed on
cost...
solid gold, did we not?
Yeah, solid fake gold, absolutely. You betcha. Yeah, these do cost a little bit of money, so I do have a Venmo account for this, and if you guys want to donate, and we're not talking about $5, $10, $20, that's absurd. If you wouldn't bend over to pick up $1 on the street, send it to me, please. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We think it'd be kind of good to have a little bit more competition, so if you need that little extra push to go with this, then yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I will post official league announcement in Discord and all that information here tonight, so as of right now, this is going to be just a Series 1 prize. And if this is really popular and grows, we could maybe branch out from there. But yeah, so that's the big announcement.
Okay,
Buddy, if you need help on trophies, let me know. We do custom wood burning and everything here at the house.
Oh,
okay.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I've actually found a place that does a pretty good military discount. So
oh, awesome.
Army's actually paying off. All right, hell.
There you go.
They got to
Awesome.
pay back in some way, right?
Yeah, for sure. So
Sure,
Beautiful
I'm
stuff.
sure everybody that's involved in the league is, pretty hyped to hear that, and just motivates people to, just push that extra bit more, and
Exactly.
Yeah,
try to
definitely.
get that.
So yeah, what Clog was getting at, if you pick up $1 on the ground, don't give it to a children's hospital. Send it our way so we can spend it on a fake plastic cup that you can't put in the dishwasher.
you could. There's probably a wooden base to it.
Yeah, wooden based. Oh God!
Just
All
make
right.
it cylindrical in shape for our wives to enjoy too. I mean, just saying.
Oh no.
All right, let's bring it home. We're getting stupid. Oh my God! All right,
Congrats
stat.
to the top 3 for sure. Hell of a race, guys. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
stat.
So,
Get up.
we'll just
Get whatever's on your chest off, and then I'll bring it home there.
yeah. Silverstone has been a phenomenal race so far, and I think it's one of the 4 runners for a track that we spend next season all together at. So
Whoa! That's a teaser. Nothing's been released
That's
about
the
that
teaser.
yet. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
That's a
we won't
huge
we won't
teaser.
go any more into that, but
As stats
yeah.
slips
So
up a little
obviously,
bit there.
obviously a really great race. So yeah, no complaints at all. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy for you to take it away now, Crash.
Yeah, not from me at all as well, but tune in tomorrow night, same time, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. I believe I'm going to try and do it 11:30 where Stat
No,
is.
12:30.
12:30 now.
12:30
Oh
now.
yes, okay, I was right until daylight saving time. Canada doesn't have that anymore, so don't blame me. I guess 12:30 now where our new friend and I guess we'll call him a new friend, El Magico or Jacko is as well. Am I right there, Jacko?
Correct.
Correct. Lovely stuff. Okay, so tune in tomorrow for our Series 2 League where we shred up the Mexican circuit here. As you can see, a couple of these drivers come back. I don't know what else to say here. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Check out everything there. We have lovely stuff to offer. We will post a picture of the trophy that we will be getting into the Twitter, so make sure to check that out. And like I said before, give us the $1 that you don't have, which would be great, so we can put it into a fake plastic cup and we can not drink out of because it'll probably disintegrate. But other than that, that is it for me, that is it for us, and that is it for the Midwest F1 League for tonight. Please tune in tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. And that's it, guys.